Cool, good afternoon, how y'all doing? Cool, so just to introduce our poem, since this was an occasion to honor the work and the body of work by Grace-Lee-Boggs, who wrote a poem in honor of all the activism that has inspired generations of Asian Pacific Islander activists from their high school days to their college days. So we hope this does a really good job of not only acknowledging Miss Lee-Boggs, Grace-Lee-Boggs, but also just acknowledging the families and the people who have inspired us to continue this fight and liberating our people from all the injustices we face.
Overqualified but underrepresented. Stamped on my shirt in cautionary yellow across chest, I walk in, chin up, long strides, late, to the back of my AP English Lit classroom. Mr. Chapman assigns us silent reading. Instead of his usual crawl to his desk in the back, he sits by me, pointing at two other people wearing the same shirt.
I know why he's wearing that shirt. I know why she's wearing that shirt. I don't know why you're wearing it.
I stare down his index finger like a pistol-smoking barrel after it fires. He continues to explain that
your people flood college systems in waves.
As I stare point blank past his wispy white hair, pictures of him kneeling, crimson blood-red football jersey, along with his comrades of same build, color, hair, smile, locked inside memories of nostalgia, as though they represent a time where college reserved itself only for his people, while he continues to assign us Shakespeare, Hemingway, Beckett books, curriculum irrelevant to our stories, purposeful in keeping Southeast Asians out.
Sleep will elude us tonight. The only pillows present rest beneath eyes fixed on poster boards shoulder to shoulder. We paint in the color of skin tones not present in these college lecture halls. Yellow, brown, black, red. Where are we? A question brushstroked against the sea of the all-white diversity, a white canvas void of any color that we seek to quiver and unravel under the weight of our acrylics. Sometimes I hate the canvas upon which we are forced to paint, this boring white canvas waiting to absorb
colors
and character
and life,
waiting with some sense of privileged purpose, so we
yell, "Fuck white people!" Exits mouth with ease for the first time in yellow power quarters organized by Asian American friends and readers, filled with studies about whites reaping riches by
exterminating indigenous America,
boycotting black presence in public schools,
borrowing Bracero brothers,
waging war in Vietnam. We laugh. That's all we can do right now. But when we leave the room, fingertips trace white walls, painted of trees with thick gnarled roots, like hands dug in to stay anchored in the dirt. Palms cross over wide yellow bridges, connecting communities of color, from homes tested by abuse, gang violence, poverty, to the clock towers and lecture halls of Cal. Activist quotes gather bold and black, rile us up, shouting, "We are here!" reminding us as we leave our comfort zone of our commitment to our people.
Today we battle cry for liberation when we stand in the face of ivory giants.
Hands intertwined into golden tan fists on the steps of Sproul Plaza, asking for the UC Regents.
An administration that steps on the arched backs of custodians to wipe their conscience clean.
Allow more of our people in to paint their hallways and libraries with yellow, brown, black, red faces.
But we demand from an administration that never opens college seats to those children of those same people who keep their campus Windexed and shining.
Instead, they make superficial concessions.
Sells positions of chancellor in equity and inclusion.
To make pretend that we have been welcomed.
While they backspace and delete ethnic studies.
And trim the hedges of yellow and brown department budgets like power saws.
Why don't the European Studies students ever protest? We come to battle prepared, on our shoulders wrap the arms of generations of warrior giants that ride on our piggybacks. When our hearts feel heavy and discouraged and uninspired from no turnout, rain, and lulls.
The giants whisper in our ears.
To remind us of the bombs, whips, and landmines that erase the footsteps that carry us here. When I go back home, the yellow fist in the air break open and breathe again, unclenched from protest. The spray-painted education is a right t-shirt, gets folded and tucked away. The only protest being waged at home is the one my parents staged against my humanities major.
As we relax our shoulders bring down our white poster boards, we exchange the colored Sharpies to stride across stage in blue robes and caps, in front of Southeast Asian refugee parents whose dreams of this moment has danced in their hearts for the past 21 years. But sociology degree equates to communism, political ideology that drove our parents across the Pacific.
To my parents, I can't come up with good enough sorries to apologize for a diploma that reads
Bachelor's of Sociology.
So I hide behind the manifesto lingo of proletariats from the world rising against the bourgeois, sowing the seeds of its own destruction.
How could they not understand? Thoughts of mother, squinting through endless sun for 7 days on a boat, stripped of food and fresh water, makes me wonder if she contemplated arguing against my grandfather to stay in Da Nang, instead of seeking refuge from American napalm on communism in the US.
At dinner conversations, I preach revolution and equal everything, forgetting that the only liberation my parents faced came at the hands of Khmer Rouge communism, when liberation greets them with the barrel of smoking guns and welcomes them into Holocaust killing fields.
What are you going to do with your degree?
His neck is like a fan in oscillation, swings back and forth like a disapproving pendulum. I've never seen a person shake their head for so long the day I told my parents I wanted to be an educator.
Why would you waste your time?
My father is a man who talks of money he wishes he has, measures the worth of a degree by the amount of place values in a paycheck. I tell him I want to teach for a refugee mother who never saw books past the age of 5, how changing education is the revolution that comes with lesson plans instead of bloodshed. For students who find themselves chained to books that rinse and repeat European history and leave our stories to the margins.
Instead of posters and drawn fists, we now sharpen pencils, use erasers as shields to protect us from self-infallibility. Students come in with intertwined fingers, resting on wooden surfaces polished with
LaDonna was here.
Adrian was here. Carvings, where once upon a time a student needed someone to know that an invaluable mind sits at this desk.
We are here.
We revolt against ignorance, spend a school day's worth after work, searching for truths about our people, turn white American written curriculum into an appendum.
Brown, black, yellow, and red are never the footnotes of our classroom. Our notes and glossaries standardize the names of
Cesar Chavez,
Yuri Kochiyama,
Richard Aoki,
Dolores Huerta,
Grace-Lee-Boggs,
to prepare our students against statistics and predictions of juvenile incarceration and dropout.
This is our protest. This is how we battle. We commandeer with memories of mothers fighting famine and thirst,
fathers sliding through concentration camp checkpoints,
friends missing in action, when teachers celebrate the absences of troubled students ditching their white is right history sermons.
Where are my boys who carried me through high school?
People who bleed sacrifices make our journey to higher education a reality. We are driven by the love we have for our families and the hope our students will pave roads to and through college so that our people are more than qualified, fully represented. Thank you.